Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Novel Nana. I'm Bex. So today's video is all about word choice. This is part 3 in the video series that I've been making for you. Now today's video will be going up late. Just some issues that I've been having, and as if you can't tell, I've been a little sick under the weather, but I do feel good enough today that I'm going to try to get this taped and uploaded for you, although it will be a little late. I apologize, but thank you guys so much for tuning back in. I sure do appreciate you, and my voice, whoa, it just sounds so weird. Anyway, today I'm just going to kind of walk you through a little bit of these things, and then we'll be done with the word choice videos. So let's go ahead and get started. Shout out to all the people out there because of allergies that are sounding like Minnie and Mickey Mouse, like me. So anyway, on to the video. Okay, so 3 things you need to consider in dialogue, and this goes back to your word choice. So things to consider is vernacular, jargon, and lexicon. Now, lexicon and jargon often are, I would say that some people do kind of use them together or in place of the other. What I mean by this, though, is they sometimes can be interchangeable, depending on, how you look at it. So let's just go over the definitions real quick, just in case you don't already know. Vernacular is the language or dialect spoken by the people in a country or region. Okay, so this is pretty self-explanatory, but just to give you a little bit of an example, like Dutch or Italian or English, these are all very distinct dialects. You could obviously tell where someone is from by their dialect that they would use. So that's the vernacular. Okay, so on to jargon. Jargon is the special words or expressions used by specific professions or group. So example, like if you've ever got a document and it's written in a way that you don't quite understand the meaning of it, kind of like maybe a lawyer, they have all that legal jargon, or a doctor might give you, their own jargon of the medical profession, and it's just medical mumbo jumbo to you because it doesn't make sense, because you're not in that profession. You don't understand the words or the terminology that they may use. So this is where jargon comes in. So it's just basically the terminology of a profession or a group, or occupation. Okay, so on to lexicon. Lexicon is the vocab used or vocab based on words or phrases according to your own particular knowledge. Now, this can also include idioms, word phrases, like it's raining cats and dogs, that kind of thing. Also, it can also fall under vernacular as well, because in the South, I'm not sure about the North, but in the South, I know that people say, like I do, y'all. So y'all come back, or, we'll see y'all later. Also, we say a lot of, like, I'll meet you over yonder. So yonder would be considered either in the vernacular or lexicon of my dialect, because I'm from the South, and so I do use those particular phrases or word choices. Now, also, these can fall under these two, like the words, gosh, this video is going to be all over the place, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to explain it the best way that I can. Okay, so I'm sure, I don't know if any of you have heard of this before, but like in the UK or I'm trying to think of another place that might, well, just the UK, they may say something like, oh, are you taking, let's see, you're taking a piss at me, which means like making fun of, or like the joke's on them, the joke's on you kind of thing. So it's like a joke at your expense or whatever. Now, us, here in America, when we hear, they're taking a piss or whatever, it means something completely different. So, but anyway, that's things just you need to consider. Okay, so let's get back over here. Now, Consider in dialogue the vernacular, the jargon, and the lexicon that is specific to your character. Now, not all of your characters will have the same dialect, vernacular, jargon, lexicon, etc. Um, Even if they are from the exact same region, they may have certain phrases that they use, but let's say their occupations are different. So maybe one works in a coal mine, and maybe the other works in a science lab. So obviously, there are going to be terminology used by the characters that are specific to their occupation or jobs. So what they're used to hearing, um, and the words and phrases that they may use. Um, you need to consider that. Okay, also specific to your character in their dialogue, consider the region in which they're from, consider their occupation, consider their status in the world that you've created for them. Um, you know, rich folk may use different terminology than, say, a not as financially stable person. Um, there may be different words or phrases that they may use. Also, consider their education level. Their education level can really choose what words, their own word choices that they would use. So consider the education. Okay, so when you're considering this, think about comparisons and references that they may use that would be specific to that character or would be familiar to that particular character. Um, okay, so you want to show or reveal your character or characterizations of them. You want to reveal that in their dialogue by using specific words. So whatever word choice you deem to your character. Say you have one character that does not curse. So maybe they might say something like, good golly, as opposed to another character that may just, spit off the F-bomb or something. So that can be specific to your character. Um, Maybe one character might say, oh my God, and then another one may say, oh my gosh, or oh my goodness. So these are just little things to keep in mind as far as word choice. Now, when you're doing your word choice in the dialogue, just remember whether it's in their head, like the introspective portion, or whether it's an actual back and forth dialogue in a scene, you want to be able to have the reader tell who is speaking. And they should be able to tell by the specific language that you are using or the word choices that you are using for particular characters. Okay, so also when you are considering the word choices, we're almost done, guys. Think about the relationship and the intimacy level between your characters. So let's say if it's a relationship like a business relationship, like a colleague or, like a boss and a subordinate. Now, maybe the language that they would use would be very different, inside an office, your professional workplace or what have it. How they would speak to their boss would be very different than how they would speak to, say, their best friend, their drinking buddy, down at the local pub or whatever. So consider these things, really play with them, and just keep it in mind. Keep it all in mind. Especially things like, let's see, any terminology, words, phrases, um, idiosms, whatever. But I think you guys get the gist. I hope you guys get the gist. I'm not real good at explaining sometimes, but I hope I did good enough for you here. But anyway, just consider these things because they will up that level of writing for you to be able to immediately distinguish who is speaking in your novel, which character is speaking just by the dialogue or the jargon or lexicon that they would use, the whatever terminology that a specific character would use. We should be able to tell who is speaking. As the reader, we should be able to tell who is speaking once we get to know your characters, because there will be certain phrases or words that a specific character would use. Just like in real life, I'm sure that you could probably name off the top of your head, a couple of phrases that you use quite often. So anyway, just consider these things, keep them in mind, and I'm going to turn this little Lego box around real quick. I do want to remind you guys, I'm sorry I keep shaking that. I do want to remind you guys that May 13th, Thursday, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will be having another live critique group over on Barrett Laurie's channel. And I hope you guys will join us. If you do decide to join, we're going to be reading some submissions that we get, probably depending on how many we get. We'll probably be able to go over at least a page or two of each person's, depending on how many we get. Could be as much as 5 pages. Any work in progress. It could be any draft. And we're just going to kind of pitch around different ideas, different things that we notice in the piece, what's working, what could be tweaked or worked better. But we're just going to have some fun, guys. So please join us. We would sure love to have you. And we're trying just to get some people in the community together and level up all of our writing skills. So hopefully you guys will join us. And that's all I have for you guys today. I do hope that I didn't fumble too much through all this behind me. But anywho, I appreciate each and every one of you. If you do like this type of video, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to. And if you want to know the next time that I upload, it is usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays, supposed to be at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Again, today's video is going to be a little late. But anyway, I do hope that you guys had fun today, just kind of walking through this with me. And I will see you guys in the next one. And until then, happy writing. Bye.